All right, guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about systems and tools and things you need to put in place and or evaluate what maybe you do need to change and put in place for you to be successful. Because if we don't have some of the backup systems in place and things don't go as planned, this is where I see a lot of guys fall back into the trap of some of the habits and identity that's not serving them. So, and they'll just wash, rinse, repeat. They'll stay in a cycle. They don't know how to get out. Well, sometimes you got to step back, identify, again, be very clear on what you want and your identity, the new identity that you want to show up with, and the habits that come along with that identity, and evaluate your systems you currently have in place. It's not a motivational thing. Motivation will come and go. Motivation is created. You guys hear me talk about this a lot. It's created by actions and knowing what you want and how you want to show up. So if you wanted to do an audit, because again, I think I talked a little bit about this in a coaching call, a previous coaching call, and this with travel. This is just in general because we fluctuate in our schedules based upon demands, obviously outside sometimes the scope of what we thought we were committed to. And understanding our commitments and evaluating our commitments is a good thing to do here and there, because it's going to give you a perspective of what's really, really important and what may be somewhat important and what's truly may not be important at all, but we keep doing it. So you want to evaluate your system. So do a quick audit on your system of, okay, what does my morning routine look like? Is it serving me? Am I showing up the way I intend to show up to be successful? Even though if I get thrown off, I can still maneuver and stay close enough and still accomplish or check some of the boxes that are going to get me the desired result. So what does your morning routine look like? Do you own the first 30 minutes or more? Or are you popping on social media and wasting your time? You know, it happens. You gotta be very aware of the time vampires who show up, and what does that look like for you? What's your time vampire? There could be different things that pop up. You know, obviously having small kids, sometimes they require your time regardless of what you have going on. Understand that. That's why it's important. For me, I'll use an example. I try to stick to a early morning routine. It's typically out of bed by 5 a.m. The first 30 minutes is really kind of evaluating. Typically I'll read. I might do some follow-up on leads and things of that nature, and what do I need to do, because what I do in comparison to some other guys is a little bit different. I have to be on social media. That's my marketing platform, so I do have to get on there and look, but I build that within my schedule in early mornings, because I do some reading, some meditation components, visualization, and then you know, a little bit of my time. And then I might get into some projects before everybody even gets up out of bed, and I try to protect that. That's my morning routine, and that forces me to go to bed earlier too. It is what it is. You know, some of these Pacers games, I wake up next morning and they won or lost, and I just couldn't make it. But anyway, what's your morning routine look like? What is your schedule? Do you plan your schedule? Is it cyclical, or is it flexible, or is it always changing? You know, it's a good idea to be on the same page across the board with obviously your spouse, family members, children, things of that nature, of the schedules and things that can be demanding or pull you a certain direction of what you need to do, or your obligations outside of taking care of yourself and work. So making sure that you understand what your schedule looks like from multiple weeks out, if you can. And what does that look like from a daily component? Do you have space built in there for yourself? Do you have space built in there to take care of yourself? Okay. And then do you have, what's your trading cadence? Do you stay on task? Do you do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday? hell or high water, or is it more flexible? Hey, I work out whenever I can. So again, we need to do an audit and identify what areas that are not serving you well enough and areas that you may need to remove, or maybe you have to make some adjustments on your schedule where you build in the things you need to take care of along with your other obligations. So what's really important you have to do, maybe you have some flexibility with, and maybe some things become, hey, I need to move this on from who I am now. It's not serving me. I'll give you a really good example of this is, I know this past year I used to follow obviously football quite a bit, and specifically the Colts. And this last year it became less and less of a thing that I watched. I did other things, and maybe it was things with the kids, maybe it was things towards the business, maybe it was things for myself. So I kind of got away from those things that may have been a distraction, and it may have served me at one time, but it doesn't serve me now as it used to. So that's just an example, guys. So again, if you guys are struggling a little bit, you want to do an audit. Okay, you want to identify non-negotiables, obligations. How are you going to build in this? How are you going to build this into your routine? What does your morning routine look like? What does your non-negotiables look like? What does your schedule look like? Is it communicating with obviously other members of your family and significant other and children? How does that impact them? How does that impact you? And then your training cadence. How does that look? Is it built in as a non-negotiable? So these are just some components where I see you guys struggle, and it's okay to kind of step back, do an audit, identify, okay, where can I let a few things go that's really not serving me? Where can I build into things to take care of the number one asset, and that's you, right? So if you guys need help, book a call. We can go through some planning. But again, you have to be in control for the most part of the things that are going to serve you the most. Sometimes that is work obligations, right? We understand that. We do have to have a specific income and an energy exchange there to take care of ourselves. But you also have to take care of your health and make sure that's a non-negotiable and built in as well. So hopefully this helps a little bit. I would do an audit, and you can do these because what I see happen is we will get off track. We'll say we'll get everything laid out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month maybe, and then we start sliding back into some of the habits that are not serving, or the old habits that you've always done. Because again, our unconscious mind will go the easiest path possible because it's the most familiar, guys. So just a side note. I'll talk with you guys. Book a call if you need one.